we are one of the only organizations in the country that has a familial trafficking support group, and it grew to the point that we now have 2. Yeah. Because we have people on staff that are willing to talk about it. But it's so very rare, and specifically to have somebody that's able to talk about it publicly, it's practically unheard of. Yeah. So the fact that I was doing this work, the fact that in my healing journey, I was encouraged to speak and I was encouraged to continue to pour in, I just feel like sharing what happened to me and sharing my story and using my voice to tell my story is empowering to me, but it's also an encouragement to other people, because there's going to be somebody watching this podcast that was familial trafficked and they can never say those words out loud. Right. But for them to know that they're not alone, for them to know that they can find healing, that they can find hope, they can find recovery from what happened to them, even if they do that quietly, privately, never join anti-trafficking.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be your whole life.
No.
I feel this way when people are early in just starting to get away, to find freedom themselves. As they go on that journey, it's one of the first things they think is, why did this happen? And then the second thing is, maybe it's so that I can help others, as opposed to, this doesn't define who you are, which is the better thought. And now you choose, go on your journey of freedom, but it doesn't. This isn't who you are. It's something that happened to you.
I think specifically with childhood things, that is so very hard to unpack. And that takes a lot of work to unpack that and to be like, this is not who, because for me, since it happened at such a formative age, there was no me before the trauma. So for people who were trafficked later in life, a lot of therapeutic techniques are like, what did you enjoy doing before the life?
Who were you?
Who were you? What did you enjoy? I was 3 years old. I slept with a blanket with silky edges, like I had a doll. Yeah. And so for me specifically, and for all childhood survivors, it's very, very hard to figure out who you are in the midst of that. And so for me, it was very empowering to live this out loud.